was formerly head of Department of Engineering at the University of Bahrain and was an active blogger on civil rights. In August 2010, he was in London speaking at the House of Lords on human rights breaches in Bahrain. When he returned, he was arrested at the airport under counter-terrorism legislation and put in solitary confinement. The following year, in February 2011, in response to the Arab Spring in Tunisia and Egypt, there were calls for a demonstration in Bahrain for February the 14th. The calls were for, the demands were for a constitutional monarchy, an elected prime minister, and legislative authority to be vested in parliament. There were demonstrations throughout Bahrain. On the 14th of February, the GCC roundabout, also known as the Pearl Roundabout, because of the monument celebrating Bahrain's leading role in the natural pearl industry, was occupied by some 6,000 people, and the occupation continued. On the 23rd of February, Dr. Al-Singace was among the opposition activists released in response to the demonstrators' demands. On the 16th of March, the Bahrain Defence Troops took back the GCC roundabout and the Bahrain Financial Harbour, both of which had been occupied by demonstrators. In the early morning of the 17th of March, Dr. Al-Singace was arrested at his home. On June 22nd, he and 20 other opposition activists were convicted by a special court. He is currently in solitary confinement for life imprisonment. He suffers from post-polio syndrome, heart, eye, and sinus problems. He requires urgent nasal and ear surgery. He's been denied specialist medical treatment and remains in solitary confinement, denied access to books, television, radio, pen, or paper. The poem I've written is called Pearl Island and is in 6 sections with a coda. 1. January 2009, promises. Be careful when you use the word change. Be careful when you use the word dream. Be careful when you use the word democracy. 2. 13th of August 2010. Laptop and mobile phone, digital cameras and Blackberries confiscated on arrival at the airport. Remain silent or face arrest. Without access to family, without access to a lawyer, in solitary confinement, without necessary medical treatment. 3. Pearl Island, 14th of February to 16th of March 2011. Button, drop, pear, oval, baroque, nacreous, iridescent, concentric layers in crystalline form, an irritant within the folds. Networked youth take to the streets in civil disobedience. Occupied Pearl Roundabout with tents and projector screen, loudspeakers on poles. Disseminate modalities of non-sectarian national discourse. 4. Pearl Island, 16th of March. Pre-dawn raid on sleeping occupiers by armed troops. Tear gas, rubber bullets, and shotguns. Pearl Roundabout, the financial harbour, cleared of demonstrators. The hospital probed for anti-government supporters. A ban on gatherings, assemblies, rallies, sit-ins. Nighttime curfew. Security checkpoints to stop and search for posters, leaflets, pictures, SMS messages, video on mobiles as evidence of opposition. Pearl Monument demolished, quote, to erase bad memories. 5. National Safety, 17th of March, 22nd June. Pre-dawn arrest by masked men, black hoods covering faces, forced entry, a gun pointed at his head. 3 months later, a 10-minute trial behind closed doors. Evidence of torture disregarded, military court and military prison. And then as a coda. In 2011, the UK government approved sales of military equipment to Bahrain, licenses for gun silencers, weapon sights, rifles and artillery. The Formula One Grand Prix, due to take place in Bahrain on the 13th of March 2011, was cancelled because of fears for the driver's safety. Formula One returned to Bahrain the following April.